name's Albert Yu. I am 35. I just turned 35 actually. And I'm from Chicago, Illinois. Originally born in Seoul, South Korea.
My name is Brian. I'm 32 years old. I'm Korean. And I was born and raised here in the San Fernando Valley.
My name is Darren. My age is 30. I'm Chinese. And I'm originally from Orange County.
My name is Ming and I'm 21. And I'm Thai and partially Chinese, so I'm Asian.
Korean food is pretty hearty. I consider it like more like rustic country, like soul food. Yeah, it's very good. It's actually one of my favorite cuisines.
My mom obviously is from Singapore, so it has a lot more culture mixture. There's a lot more mixture of cultures in the food. It's more Indian and Indonesian and Chinese. Or my dad is just mostly just Chinese food.
I'm born in America, so I pretty much like the way I think, like my thought process is still like my way of thinking in Thai. So it's like I'm not gonna like, it's not gonna like wash away. Like I'm not gonna like wash off like American watch out, like whitewash.
Yeah.
So I'm still Asian. Like a lot of people like curry food be more something like traditional, but like different part of the country you have to have own like food. So if you go to like the east side, then they would have like papaya salad, like they're traditional. And if you go to north side, they have this like this kind of like milky soup noodle. And then if you go like south side, then it's like something else.
Growing up, I ate a lot of rice. My mom cooked a lot. So there's been a lot of, I guess, soups with like seafood. Well, not also like seafood, like fish balls and or pork balls. My mom would cook fish a lot, like steamed fish, shrimp. Lots of different spicy foods too. Like my mom would actually make a lot of curries because that's had the Singapore Indonesian Indian influence. We'd order a lot of food from like Chinese restaurants, like soy sauce chicken or char siu.
Eat everything like they cook. Like I just look at them how they cook and I just like learn how to cook it. So I pretty much like know the way they cook and I just eat what they cook. So I don't think any like disconnection because I eat their food and I also cook. I mean, try to cook like the way they cook.
Yeah.
So pretty much it's like I still eat that food like nothing.
You know, if you're growing up in Chicago and there's really only X amount of Korean restaurants or Korean grocery stores, and your mom is doing all the shopping, you know, she's gonna get you, what's ever in the grocery store, what's available. And then, I grew up on, American food, American junk food, and then when they would try to pack me like Korean stuff for lunch, I'd freak out, be like, what's this? Where's my Cheetos?
I'd say that I probably eat more foods from other ethnicities than my own. I really like Japanese food, Thai, Indian, Chinese, Italian, Mexican, but I do eat Korean food maybe probably 10% of the time.
Then I'm on my own in LA and I don't really have a lot of time to cook because of work. My food diet is very diverse. It's a mixture of both, of Chinese here and there, and then also a lot of Mexican food just because it's so easy to get in LA, and sometimes American food like roasted chicken.
It's good for my health. Like comparing in general, like pretty much like any traditional food is good because it's like homemade cook. Even if it's not homemade food, it's like a lot of stuff.
Probably, actually has a lot more to do with what I like now than I think. I've eaten my share of Korean barbecue. I mean, pork is one of my other favorite proteins, and I've eaten quite a bit. Yeah, I've eaten a lot of grilled pork too, so I mean, I can't say I love bacon in all its forms.
The way I cook is still like Thai food, and then I adapt it however I can eat it. I cannot make it too spicy. And I just eat it and I spread it around for people around me, and they all love my cooking.
I think just being Asian or being Korean, it's given me kind of like a gateway or like an opening to appreciate other Asian foods and other Asian cuisines, which are totally different. You know, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, and you know everything Filipino, and that's kind of broadened my palate on what tastes good. And I've tried everything because of my background. You know, if I was raised just strictly in America and like only had quote unquote like traditional American food, then I think I'd be a little bit more close-minded. But being raised with like these dual cultures, it's forced me to be more open-minded, and that kind of opened me up to like everything.
They're a little bit different because before it's like conform, conform, conform. Now it's the stance of the contrarian, and be the one who's eating the unique things or the first to try a restaurant, and versus just following the herd. It's very. I feel like it's very different now. They're actually being conformist by being contrarian.
I think one thing that you could probably say that I think everyone can relate to is the amount of attention food has been getting in popular culture. Traditional cuisines, not just Asian, but like from all over the world, and all these chefs started highlighting different cuisines, and it made things popular. For example, like what is it? Like kimchi. People started knowing more about it, after all these chefs started saying, oh, this is like a crazy dish. And originally it was popular because during the Korean War, GIs used to actually bring it back and say, I tasted this thing in Korea, can't get it in the States, so then they would buy it, at a Korean grocery store, and they would eat it, and their families would be like, what is that?
Blending of things, get new, different creations and combinations that weren't there before. I don't think it's necessarily destruction, maybe evolution. But I mean, I think culture and tradition is inherent in the people itself, and not the food. I mean, the food is a part of culture, but it's definitely not what will ultimately pass on the culture from generation to generation.
It's cool to be a foodie now. So there's all these cross hybrids and things that never existed, and I think definitely has people willing to experiment more and venture out into new flavors, and for chefs to experiment with new flavor profiles. So I think it's a very interesting time for food.
I think it's a two-way street. From the authentic standpoint, it's a dilution, but from the new side, it's a gateway back to the authentic. I think it's when you're on one side of the divide and versus the other side of the divide, you're going to one end and the other end is going to the other end. But then who's to say, if where they're actually going to end up? I think, in the long run, everyone, the world is becoming, more of like one place, and talking about globalization. So really, everything's going to feed into everything else, and sooner or later, everyone's going to know what every other culture is about.